Zach Meslani now making his way to the stage. Meslani in the black and white. 666 expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM
Yes, sir.
holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
a beast. He's a savage.
excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
That's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. That's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a beautiful.
Great technique. He's
It's a 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Nice. All right, let me just double check. All right, word. We are recording. This is episode. Actually, I have no idea what episode this is, but this is another remote Zach's Corner podcast coming to you from the offices of Finishers Enterprises. And on the line here with Skype, I got my partner JM Holland.
Yo.
And then I have our longtime strength and conditioning coach, Craig Merrick. What up?
Yes, sir. What's up?
What's going on, brother?
How are you guys?
Good, man. How you doing? You safe?
Good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hanging in there, man. Hanging in there.
Yeah, we're good. We just got news this morning. I feel like it's every other hour. There's some shit going on, but just this morning, I guess Governor Wolf said that now it's in our area. I know. I was just realizing you guys were in Jersey, but in our area now it's, what is it, JM? Stay at home or something?
Yeah, stay at home order, they call it, which is basically like, yeah, I don't know.
Which is you have to stay at home.
I don't know what everyone's been doing, but yeah, I mean that's been the same over here in Jersey. We like they're saying, you stay at home, go to essential stuff, grocery stores, gas stations, and then 8 o'clock you're supposed to be locked down, so you're not even supposed to be outside.
Yeah, well, I guess now here you're not supposed to be outside at all. Not even.
Oh,
I mean, you can go to parks and stuff during the day, but for the most part, you're supposed to be home. It's what they made it seem. So that sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I'm starting to go out of my mind a little bit. I'm sure you guys are the same. You go from having a gym full of people to like all of a sudden the brakes just get slammed on, and now it's like just from a mental side, it's a tough bill right now, but we'll get through it. I mean, no big deal.
For sure. Yeah, they said ours. Did they give a date on your guys' one? Or?
They did, man. They originally said like 15 days. That was like a week ago. But from what I'm understanding, I mean, this, like you said, it just keeps changing hourly, minute by minute. So who the hell knows, man? We might be full lockdown mode by 8 o'clock tonight, man.
Yeah, who knows, right? Yeah. So if you guys don't know, Craig runs Made Strength Conditioning. It's in Alpha, New Jersey. And we've been going to him for, I don't even know how many years now.
It is going on, I would say, 4 to 5 years now.
4 to 5 years, nice. And he's worked with,
I was just thinking the other day with Grace and stuff. I mean, when Grace first came to me, she was 13 years old. I think she's like, 29 right now? I don't even know. Yeah. I feel like she's been around forever.
I know. She's 7. She's going to be 18 coming up really soon, 18. I think. Right?
Damn.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. I think her 16th or 15th birthday, we had it like a bar in Bethlehem. And I remember that one. And last year, I don't remember if we did anything, but I think maybe that was when she turned 16. But I don't know. It's dope. She's driving around that little Subaru. Like, yeah. I pulled up that one morning to lift, and I'm like, that's a sick car. I'm like, whose car is that? It's like a black, kind of tinted out Subaru. I was like, great, that's a Subi? What?
Yeah. She's badass.
She got into Lehigh.
She did?
Yeah. I just found out yesterday.
Ooh, congrats, Grace.
That's awesome. Engineering, right? Yeah, she's going to go computer engineering, yeah. I don't think she has picked, like, the exact one, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. But it's like, I just saw Lehigh put up a thing like, congratulations to all the preliminary, or the people who, like, got in, I guess, or whatever.
So she's smarter than all of us, huh?
Yes.
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, Grace is ridiculously smart. That's what, I even remember when she was younger, like, when she was like, now she don't really, she's going to school and everything. Like, I don't really talk to her about school as much, but like when she was a kid, I remember looking at some of her stuff, and just like she was doing like math. Like we were in Portland one time, and she won the match. JM won his match, and then we came back, and like right away, like I'm like, oh, I'm having a glass of wine or we're having a beer or whatever to celebrate, and like Grace is downstairs on the people's computer at the Airbnb just doing math homework. I'm like, God dang, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
she's next level.
She's next level and everything.
She just eats success for breakfast, dude. She just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? She's like, well, no,
Very
I did
true.
that already. On to the next one.
And she
Very
wants
true.
to, and she wants to compete so much, man. Like that's what kind of, I don't know what's going to happen. Like with the next match was for June, and I think the weight was like 110, 115. Grace is strong as shit right now. She's thick too, and she's, she was supposed to face black belt Danielle Kelly out of Silver Fox. I mean, this would be her biggest match to date. You
think? Yeah, it's gonna be a big match.
Well,
You're right.
yeah, just because everyone like more and more people know her now. Like, dude, you see that thing I put up, like, about my
It's
youth?
just another big match. Every match Grace is in is a Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly, because it's everybody else's. Every time, like, just like we were saying, every time she fights for the title, you know what I mean? She's nonstop defending the title. She don't get like a regular, you know what I mean? Everybody's just trying to take a shot at her, and and then a lot of the bigger name people don't really want to face her. So I've been keeping her busy with the finishers tournament, just taking on all comers. Like literally, I'm like, who wants to fight her? You know what I mean? Trinity, okay, boom, we'll take her. Well, this kid, all right, boom, we'll take them. I'll set up a division just for her. So sorry.
I just think about how like Grace is like, she's like affected all these people here, like, and like all over the world, really. Like she was like this. She's she's adopted. She's like, and she just like me and you know each other, Greg, because Grace got that. You know what I'm saying? Like all this wave of fucking.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, it's like that's that 6 degrees of separation, right? Like where everyone kind of knows each other, and we're all putting each other's lives, and there's like one common variable, which is her, which is really cool,
Hell yeah.
So. Yeah, dude. Who knows what I mean, hopefully this goes down. I'm really, I'm really hoping for that. But I mean, it eventually it'll go down. You know what I mean? So just the fact that we're getting her back on, you guys put EBI back in. So,
do you guys think it's gonna like even when we do come back, I feel like people are gonna be hesitant to just jump right back in.
It's like, gonna be different. Yeah, it's going to be different, man. It's going to be, people are going to be a little hesitant to do some things. I definitely think, we're going to change as human beings after this, for sure. I mean, I think but I think eventually, we'll hit our stride again. And, I mean, I definitely think this is so, I think some people are going to come out with almost like PTSD, right? Like it was so traumatic to some people that they're going to struggle, man. A lot of people are going to struggle. But, it's like anything. We're creatures of, we like to adapt. So, you just kind of adapt and overcome. But I do think some things will change a little bit. I mean, I'm seeing it even with the schools right now. They're doing all this online learning with the kids. I mean, that's not something that's going to be too far off from the future, maybe. I'm not saying that schools are all going to go that way, but that might be an option for some people, too, because they're setting up all these platforms now that we never had to before. Even for me, like the online training stuff right now is obviously my biggest thing going right now, because everyone's training, remotely, either, using the app or programs we're sending out or whatever. But, people are at shit, man. I might have people that decide not to go back to the gym, right? They might decide to just work out at home, just because of that little bit of fear factor a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am, that being said, I am looking around Instagram, and I'm seeing a lot of people got some really dope training places at their own houses.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah. Like Bryant, or, Brian, he's got a sick little setup and looks like a garage somewhere. Looks like an ISIS garage somewhere. I don't know what the fuck where he's at. And then Lucia, she got a really nice setup. Who else got some stuff? I saw one of the other guys got a whole, contraption where they can do pull-ups and dips and all that shit. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
you can seriously put together a pretty nice home gym for relatively cheap anymore. You know, you go to like Perform Better or Rogue, one of them, and you buy a rack, a bench, some kettlebells. I mean, you can. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, for sure. That Rogue, I like Rogue. Shit is cool. It just looks
same. Same.
They always have cool stuff. But so you guys, I heard you just said you have an app. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, so I mean, we've always had it, right? So we train a lot of athletes through the app too. So it's like our programs that we do at the facility, but the programs are on the app. There's videos that go along with the movement. So say it's like a goblet squat, and you're unsure how to do it. You click it, right, and it's going to show it's me actually doing the movement. And then on the other side of that, if you're unsure of your technique or your form, you can take a video of yourself doing it, and then it sends it back to me through the app, and then I can, make form corrections or whatever, So we've always done that. I mean, we have soccer players over in the UK, professional soccer players using it. So, I mean, obviously you reach the world with this technology nowadays, but, I have two athletes. One's a long distance runner that was an Olympic hopeful, which obviously, they got postponed, but he's preparing for the Olympics, so he uses the app. You know what I mean? So things like that. So that's the only way we can really get. We have a hammer thrower, discus thrower. She was going to try Olympic trials, but of course, with things going on, it didn't happen. But same thing. Like that's the way we can kind of reach athletes that we normally can't. But now, obviously we can't reach anybody. So it's good that we have that. But we've been sending out a lot of free workouts. I'm just big on that right now. A lot of people want to support us, which is freaking awesome. I have people reaching out to me saying can they buy gift certificates? And, seriously, when stuff like this happens, man, sometimes you see really good side of humanity, and so a lot of people are trying to help us, but we're trying to help them too, right? I don't want to try to take more people's money by, charging them for a program, right? So like we've been throwing a lot of free things out there, but we tell people if you want a more comprehensive program that we can design like for your equipment, your space you have, the app is the way to go, obviously.
Nice. Yeah, that's sick, dude. And yeah, I mean I've had like 2 or 3 people hit me up and it's like, hey, if you guys don't need to borrow any, like obviously I'm not naming names, but I've had 3 people hit me up and it was like, dude, if you guys need to borrow any money or if you want me to keep the school afloat, I'd love to.
Yeah, man.
So there's been a couple of people that have been really interested in like really trying to help us. So, but yeah, dude, we need to have a fucking app. That is sick.
Really cool.
Yeah,
I like how you can send back what you need to them. That's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, and everything, yes, the conversation is all through the app. So it's just all like they'll send a video, maybe them doing a squat, and I'm like, well, maybe we need to try this, sit back a little further. You know what I mean? So it's all conversing through the app, which is good.
Don't tell anyone what the app is. Just text me that after.
Yeah. If anybody wants to know what that app is, you can PayPal me at Finisher Jiu-Jitsu and then we'll tell you what that is. We'll split that piece. But I want to hit the thing up and then just have Sammy show up and like at my house and be like, "Oh, fix your form."
He'll show up with a 6-pack. He'll be ready to go, man.
And he'll be like, "Hey, how much is that over there?" I'll be like, "Oh, that's a 45er." He's like, "Get another 10."
Yeah, you need to go heavier.
I think like before this too, your gym was bumping, Craig. Like every time I was going in the evenings.
Yeah,
it's a cool vibe there, man. You got like, it's not like you got like people working on stuff at the gym. They're like there to work out. They're not there like you hang out and you got jokes with people because you're there all the time. People are hilarious, you know what I mean? But it's just a cool vibe you had going, It sucks. But
that's what I said, man. I felt like we hit our stride a little bit, right? Like traditionally, this was always a slower time of the year for us because spring sports are starting and all that stuff. You have baseball, softball, lacrosse, all that stuff going on. So traditionally a slow time. However, I feel like, we're hitting our stride. I mean, we were the busiest. We were busier now than we usually are in the summer, which is our biggest or busiest time. But unfortunately, the thing I'm worried about, and I'm sure you guys are as well, is like, and this is what I talk to my wife about this stuff all the time. She probably gets tired of hearing it, but my concern is, say you have 200 members in the gym right now. We close down for 4 weeks. We open back up. You don't have 200 members anymore, right? You have probably 50 of them. You know what I mean? And then you got to build and build and build. I mean, people are going to come back. Of course, they have contracts and things like that. But I'm just saying, like you said, JM, I think people are going to be a little hesitant when we say, okay, hey, we're opening back up on Monday. I don't know if you get that flood of people back in there, right? There's still going to be, I think, some hesitation. So it's going to be some time and some, I think, creativity on our end to kind of draw these people back in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know. It's so hard for me, man, because I'm such like I'm such a dude that's just like, dude, fuck this. You know what I mean? That's how I always am, though.
Same.
That's how it's always been be. So it's like so hard for me to be like, even now, like, I'm sitting at the school, like, I'm still like running my, like, it's crazy. I'm driving around. There's no one on the road. Like, I'm stopping at the store. I'm going to, I'm stopping at the thing. I'm going over here. I'm like, oh yeah, like, wow, no one's around. And I'm like, but I also think like I've either already had it, but I'm not being ridiculous with it though. But I feel like I maybe already had this type of sickness really bad, and not that I'm immune to it, but I'm just, I'm smart, and I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to, I'm not going to totally change the way I live over something, I have, but it almost like maybe you will though. Maybe you will have to change a few things. I mean, I know we do have other rules set up though. I know me and JM are thinking of changing shit when we come back, and I'm definitely adding some new rules. Like I'm gonna try to make everybody wear tights under their shorts because that's a huge thing. I'm like, some guys are like Syrian, their leg hairs are like, they're like their leg hairs
wear spats.
You know what I mean?
I've been busting people's butts about that for a while.
Yeah,
your skin.
That's something. You know what I mean? People, definitely some of the grosser people that like engage in weightlifting and martial arts need to clean up their act.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. It's just straight disrespect. Jiu-jitsu, we were already super. I mean, when you're in like a weight room or a jiu-jitsu school, people act like there's just guys sweating everywhere and no one's cleaning up. Like, dude, we have to keep that stuff spotless anyway. I thought we were way ahead of the curve on Corona and shit. Like, other people need to get their shit together. The restaurant down the street from us, they're getting busted for all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of the business we're in, we have to already be super conscious. I've had staff and all that. It's disgusting. I don't want it.
I agree. I think that's, the approach, with studios like you guys have and what we have is like, you need to clean it, right? It's sweat, people are sweating. It's nasty. It's, so wipe. So yeah, I agree. I think probably we're way ahead of the game than most people think, right? It's like when they said they did that study like on bathrooms and like restaurants and stuff, and they said the bathrooms are cleaner than most of the other spots because people actually clean them. People want to make sure they're clean. It's no different than with us. Like, we're wiping weights down. We've always done that. I mean, we stepped up our game a little bit when this shit came out, but I mean, we bleached everything and did all that stuff, but I mean, I agree. I mean, I think it's we've all taken that.
Our place, man. Like, we have a guy who's he owns a cleaning company. He's one of our brown belts. He's Al. Shout out to Al Anderson and his son Ace. A+ cleaning. He cleaned downtown last week. He'll be back cleaning our place this week again. He comes through. He does the mats with this like little Zamboni machine. It bleaches the mats and sucks all the shit off of it. And then he does the carpets and floors. I don't know any other school doing shit like that. Dude, I'm spraying down we have our guys, like, after they're done with the kickboxing equipment, they spray all that shit down. Like, we got to, I mean, as much as me and JM bust guys' balls about, cleaning up and stuff, we got a pretty solid system here. Now, there are a couple guys, like, things need to change that I feel like I need to say, like, so when I come to the gym, I come in a series of clothes, right? And then I change usually, and then I get into my clothes, I train, sweating. I take all of the clothes off that I was wearing, and then I put on the clothes that I came in. Then when I go home, I shower. I don't put those clothes back on because those are already dirty. You know what I
Yeah,
I
Jiu
mean,
Jitsu
so
another
that
level.
seems such simple.
Jiu Jitsu, you gotta change.
That seems such simple. Yeah, yeah. So it's like, even when I teach, I have to go home and all those clothes got to go right into the wash. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the dirty stuff piles up, but it's like, dude, you can't, like, I don't want to let if from now on, bro, if anyone tries to leave all sweaty and get in their car with their shorts on that they trained in and their ass is sopping wet, I'm not going to let you train here anymore. You know what I mean? It's the liability. I'd rather not have you than have the money because you can't clean up after yourself. It's not that hard. You know what I mean?
No.
But some people, younger kids, you got to teach them.
Right. I agree, though. I think even for me, like, I sat back and kind of reflected on a lot of things we do. And, same thing. I already have some ideas of some things we need to change, some different ways we need to approach certain things. So, all in all, I do think some good will come out of this. You know what I mean? I think, I know for me right now, I mean, of course, I'm stressed about everything else, but, like, I don't have that. Like, I used to get that where I'd wake up to take a piss at 2 a.m. and be like, shit, I wonder where JM's been. He hasn't been in the gym. You know what I mean? Just like shit like that. And then I'm up for 2 hours thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, JM, not that I'm thinking of you when I'm taking a piss, but
it's all good, man.
Just saying. You know what I mean?
No, I exactly know what you mean, though. Yeah, it's tough. Like, I know we're not going to lose any of the guys that are our core guys and that train, and they know they want the gym, and there are a lot of guys still working, but, maybe we lose a couple guys that just started and they don't really see the value in it, so maybe they quit. So maybe we lose
I put my heart and soul into this shit. I think all of us do. I think people realize that. If you leave within like a week of this going on, man, like I never wanted you as a student anyway. Not to sound like an asshole, but I'm teaching. It's not like I'm teaching you something I haven't worked my whole life to have. You know what I mean? Like I'm giving you everything I got every day. It's a goddamn seminar. So my students are, you know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm not lifting weights nowhere else. I'm lifting at Maine.
Right.
I don't know. It's just
these guys like
people.
Yeah, that's the main thing, and I think that's what a lot of people I see like posting shit, and I don't even feel like I have to. Like, I don't have to repost that. Like, don't quit your gym membership or whatever. Like, I don't have to. I know. Yeah, but people know who know. You know what I mean? They're not going to just bounce on you. Now if this is like, the government's coming out with guns and they're shutting us down for 6 months, then obviously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we'll come to a conclusion. But like, if you quit now, it's like, dude, you know what I mean? You're giving up on us like that quick. Like, it really didn't mean anything to you. And a lot of the guys, dude, a lot of the guys I'm talking to, they're just sad that they can't train and they just hate being out of the, hate being out of the, not just even training. Cause I know a lot of, you train with a lot of adult athletes too. Like, even not just but just the system of what you do. Like, you go to work, you come home. For us, it's like, even though we don't have a real job, for us, it's like, okay, we wake up, you get your coffee, do your computer shit, then I go lift, then I come home, then I take a nap, then I go to the school, and then all of a sudden, and then me and JM are like, dude, we're going to the UK this one, we're going to Japan, we're going to Florida, we're down at this place, and that's
all your guys' stuff is shut down, right? All your traveling is shut down. I mean, you guys have been everywhere lately.
Hey, but it's all good though. I think it's a good time to just like reset.
I hear you, man. I mean, I same thing. My routine is completely screwed up, and I'm a big routine person. But however, you do it, and you create new routines, and I mean, again, at the end of the day, man, everyone's healthy. We're still, our businesses are still going to be there when we come back, and it's just a little setback. But
do you feel like people like? I almost feel like people. Because people are wary of like just, most people, they go the job route. They go they're employed. You know what I mean? At least people I'm around, like they're have good jobs around here.
Yeah.
So they're looking at you like, you all right, dude? Like, I'm like, yeah, man, it's all good. Like, they think they'd stress out.
Yes, like, I'm getting the same thing. I'm getting the same thing.
If Dean was in my situation, I think he'd be freaking out.
Yeah.
But I think you got to be a different kind of. Like, the freedom of owning a business and like, you don't have a real job per se, dude. We work pretty hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but the other side of that freedom, where I get to do what I want, no one's telling me like, JM, you got to do this. That freedom, that's a responsibility too. But that on the other side of it is in times of uncertainty, it's like, this is what it is, But I mean, we've been in crazy shit before. You know, I don't even think like. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's not even. It's touching around home. Like, but I don't even. We're good here. I don't know.
Listen, I feel the same way. Everybody's asking me, you guys gonna be okay with money? You guys gonna, I mean, listen, the one thing I am thankful for that, we don't live above our means by any stretch of the word. You know what I mean? Like, pretty modest, living, and I think that helps. You got a little bit of a cushion, and I don't really worry about that. For me, this has given me time to. Like what there's a strength coach named Dan John, and he talks about like shark habits, where like these are the habits that you take care of immediately. You know what I mean? You get right back to emails, you get right back to direct messages, and for me, this has like helped me create those better shark habits. Whereas other times, when I've got the gym to run and I got high schools I have to go to and emails to answer, it's easy to throw that shit aside. And just say, I'll get to it later, right? I'll get to it later, right? So, for me now, this is kind of put in perspective. Like, I need to take care of these little things immediately. And if I do that, and that's what I've been doing, as of late. And I mean, the response from people, you're getting people that are signing up, even, just a lot of good things. So, again, man, I think, as long as we take care of those, like, shark habits and, we take care of things immediately, I think shit like that's going to be, positive for all of us. So there's some good that's going to come of this. And there's no freaking doubt, man.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Yeah, I started doing a couple other random things. I started doing a couple other random things, like, just getting some random stuff that I've been wanting to do and just never did it. And I was like, why am I not doing it? And then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I'm doing this shit now,
So listen, I said this is giving me the opportunity to work on some things I neglected, right? Like being a dad and a husband. As crazy as that sounds, you get locked up in this business and doing things, right? And you're always going and taking care of athletes and everyone else. You kind of forget about your home team a little bit. So it's been kind of cool to chill out with the kids. And I mean, they got this school stuff online, which thank God for my wife, man, because holy shit, this high school algebra, man. Whew, no, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy, but
yeah. About that,
what's that? Go ahead. Who's up? Who's going first?
I was gonna say, dude, JM, doesn't your parents want you to go back to school?
They were trying for a minute. Yeah, they were like, JM, you seem unhappy. I'm like, what? they're like, you could be doing so much more. I'm like, but jiu-jitsu's awesome, Mom. They're like, and they don't realize like what I'm into, like, at all. Like, they have no idea about my jiu-jitsu world. You know what I mean? They're so proud that they think it's some hobby. You know what I mean? But I don't know. They're starting to figure it out. It's funny, but I actually I don't know. Like, I just keep doing jiu-jitsu, man. Kickboxing, striking, it's all good. But that awesome, man. I'd get into that.
We got to get into that, and then JM's going to be revamping, like, adding some more striking stuff, like some more MMA stuff, like, so I'm pumped to see that go down. Little schedule change, so that'll be dope. But I want to ask you too, like, so what can that people want to do stuff at home? They should follow you. It's just Made Strength on Instagram, right?
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. But yeah, it's either Made Strength or C Merrick or Craig Merrick, and all that stuff will pop up.
Nice. Like, what if people want to do stuff at home? Do you want to get like talk about shit? I mean, obviously there's the obvious stuff like push-ups and all that shit.
Sure.
But like some people just have no idea what to do.
Right. The one thing that I've talked to a couple people, right? So the biggest thing people are always worried about right now, right, is how am I going to get stronger? What am I going to do to get stronger? I'm going to lose my conditioning. The one thing I want everybody to realize is that these training residuals will stay around for a long time. Your strength, your conditioning or cardio, whatever you want to call it, that will stay around for about 30 days. Okay. So you don't necessarily have to think like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my strength in a week. If I don't lift weights in a week, I'm going to be weak. I'm a bitch. I'm this, I'm that. Right. So just know that stuff is going to be there for 30 plus days. Right. The one thing that we lose really quick is our power. Right. So we lose the ability to produce power in roughly like 5 to 7 days. So if you're not training like power movements, explosiveness, those residuals will start to go away a little bit. And I don't care what kind of athlete you are, power is your main expression. You need that. Like even in Jiu Jitsu, like you need that power, you need that explosiveness, right? Of course, you need strength, you need all that stuff, but we're talking about a training residual. So power is the one thing I would suggest everybody to make sure you're training, right? You can train strength through doing push-ups and body squats and all that stuff, but power, and the cool thing about power is that it doesn't take a lot of equipment to do it, right? Like you can jump, you can sprint, you can do all this stuff. You can throw med balls if you have them, but that's probably the most important thing you can do right now while you're home. Of course, link that up with some strength work and maybe some conditioning, but I just want people to know that you don't need to have 300 pounds on your back. Like it's going to be okay. You're going to be strong. You're not going to melt away to anything. So I would suggest, doing your power. So maybe, sort of like what you guys do when you come to the gym, right? We warm up. We get into what we call CNS training, central nervous system. This is where you're jumping, you're throwing something, and you're sprinting. So, at home, if you're at home, just jump like you're jumping over a hurdle, right? You can do single leg, double leg, whatever. You can sprint 10 yards. I always tell everybody, there's nothing more explosive than sprinting. I don't care what you do in the weight room. You can do a kettlebell swing, you can do a hang clean, you can do a barbell snatch. There's nothing more powerful than sprinting. You have to remember, when you're sprinting, you can cover about 8 to 12 meters in 1 second. When you're doing like a barbell snatch, you're only doing about 2 meters per second. So when we're talking about like overall global power, sprint, man. Go out, sprint 10 yards, rest a minute, do that 6 times. I mean, there's power training. And then get into your, if you want to do a push-up, you see all these freaking challenges on social media that's driving me freaking crazy. But it is what it is, But, I mean, there's some great stuff going on out there on social media. People are throwing things out there. And then, it's like anything. There's some shitty stuff out there as well. But, so, I mean, my suggestion for everybody is get up, get moving. Listen, man, don't discount like a long walk. You know what I mean? Go for a long walk in the sun. Meditate. Meditation has freaking changed my life. Do you guys meditate? Either of you guys meditate?
Yeah, my wife's big on it. I will at certain points. Like usually I was doing, and I got to get back to it, but I was doing more meditation when I trained, because I was in such a routine where I would, at the end of the night, we'd be here till 10 p.m. every night. So 10:30 by the time we get out, I get home. By the time I eat and shower and walk the dogs, you know what I mean, do my nightly ritual, then I would go upstairs and it's like a stretch room or whatever. I just lay there with the lights off and just lay there with no music on or anything. A lot of times I would meditate / be in my own thoughts, and then a lot of times I'd just fall asleep on the ground.
Yeah, well,
I go up on my back and shit, but I felt great doing that, because then I'd wake up and feel like go lay in bed and just feel like comfortable. But besides that, a lot of times I get too busy during the day. I forget to just take a break.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I hear you.
So
what about
definitely
you,
got to do that.
Meditate. I don't know. Probably when I'm doing jiu-jitsu, that 10 minutes after I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Like I'm not like Zach is when he's at the school. He's talking to everybody and firing people up, all this and that. Like, dude, I'm trying to rip people's heads off, and then after that 40 minutes of
just take that time.
Yeah, death. That you just like breathe and you're just like,
I like it.
Yeah. Stretching. Like, dude, people like like my students will tell me like, yo, you should really get into like reading books or meditation or something. I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, I know meditation. You know what I mean? People have to not out here.
Yeah. No, I hear you, and like that, they're the things we tell everybody. The other big thing that I want everybody to, and I'm sure you guys have done them at the gym, the ISO holds. Have you guys?
Yeah.
You guys have done that, right? Like the split squat ISO hold, like where you're in a lunge position and your front legs at 90, your back legs at 90, and you're hanging in that ISO hold, or you do like just a basic bar hang where you're hanging on like a pull-up bar. You can hang on a tree branch. You know, there's so much benefit to that stuff, right? This is that mind-body connection type thing, because there's nothing worse than freaking hanging from a bar or a tree branch, right? Because it's cutting your breathing off. You can't shift your weight. You can't get comfortable. Your body literally goes into like survival mode, right? Because it doesn't know that it's just hanging 6 inches above the ground. It thinks it's hanging 300 feet on a freaking cliff somewhere. You know what I mean? So there's that discomfort. So we use, a lot of like the at-home training would be a lot of ISO holds, a lot of that power training. And then, of course, hit your body weight circuits, hit your push-ups, your chin-ups, your body squats and split squats and all that good stuff. Again, there's so much stuff floating around out there. Like, you can either follow us and get stuff off our Instagram, or, again, there's stuff everywhere out there with this shit.
And another thing too, like two things I wanted to say before I leave you go, but one is I think it's important for people to understand, because I always see everybody do this wrong, and I didn't know this until I started training with you, is that the way you warm up for things is so goddamn important that for most people, the warm up when you get to like, someone who's training like JM, Grace, when you're training for fights, the warm up would be a great workout for people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God! Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I want my body, dude.
Yeah.
I want my body.
What was the one that was like our warm up? Yeah, our warm ups are your highlight reel or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or, that's huge, right? You come in, you get your body moving. You kind of start taking off the layer of clothes as you start to get warm, and there's some potentiation to it. You're getting your nervous system going. I mean, it's huge. And I mean, again, like you said, Zach, people could do the warm-up. They could go through the warm-up 2 times, and that could be a workout. You know what I mean?
And not just to make fun, but like even somebody like my dad who don't know shit. Like if I just showed him, like, okay, listen, you're just going to walk, 10 yards.
Yeah, do my warm-up.
These knee things. Do 10 push-ups. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, though. But that's a great thing for people to, I think people understand, like, that's how you, that's how you can get yourself ready to do a hard workout. Because a lot of people just, I just see people just in the corner just ripping off 10, 15 push-ups the wrong way. And it's like, you're not even really, you know what I mean? I feel like if you did this, it would benefit you so much more. And it, like, helps me stay, like, limber. And, like, honestly, sometimes I just do that warm-up. Sometimes I just, like, at home, I just do a similar thing where I'm just like, because some people think, like, people always ask me, like, how do I get more flexible for rubber guard? I'm like, well, those stretches are a little bit different. Sometimes you got to warm up and stretch like that, but you don't want to do the, those type of stretches before you warm up to lift weights or before you warm up to
right.
They think
you don't want to get into those static stretches too much before you perform, whether you're doing jiu-jitsu or you're going to strength train or anything like that. You definitely want to keep it more, like what you're saying, is more dynamic in nature, right? Where you're kind of moving and stretching at the same time. You're getting your heart rate up. You're getting the muscles heated up, and that's the idea, right? Is this global warm-up where everything's ready to go. But I do think also there should be times where, and I've been doing this with my own training, where I come in and I just start working out right away. And the reason why I do that is because, and this is kind of like little twisted thing in my head, but like, it's more like there's going to be times in your life where you just need to go, right? Yeah. Like you just need to get up and go. Like if I'm at freaking Walmart and some dude's trying to take that last roll of toilet paper from me, I need to be able to go. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not going to be like, all right, hold on, give me 10 minutes. I got to roll out, warm up first. You know what I mean? Like, so I think in your training, you should, I think a majority of the time you should be warming up, getting loose. But then there should be times maybe where you hop in and go. You know what I mean? And I mean, hopefully you don't get hurt. So don't get mad at me if you do. But I'm just saying, like, there should be times that, maybe you should just,
it's dangerous out there. Like for new people, like if you're new and a lot of this is all new to you, like you have to be extra careful. Like guys that have been training 3, 5, 7, 10 years, we know what we're doing. Like, we haven't made it this long because we don't know how to warm up, or we don't know how to breathe, or we don't know how to meditate. Like, you learn that shit, or you're going to get hurt. You're not going to
Right. You have to. And that's, yes. If you're new, warm up. Let's put it that way, right?
You have to take your time and just everything will level down. Because if it's, I learned that training with you, Craig, is like, man, you can do less weight or get your form better, and that is better than trying to overdo it.
Yes.
Not that you get hurt, but your technique suffers.
Sure, and I mean, that's what we would say, right? Quality over quantity. I don't give a shit how many you can do. I care that you can do them right, and that's the big thing. And the other approach we take is this, like, minimal effective dosing. Like, what's the least amount that we can do, but to still get the most results, right? So, like, gone are the days or maybe doing like 5 sets of 10 on squats, right? We might do, 3 sets of 5. We're still getting a training effect, but we're not wiping you out. I mean, from my side of it, like, I'm secondary in most people's lives, right? Like, for you guys, jiu-jitsu, that's your main thing. If you want to get better at jiu-jitsu, you need to roll around, right? You need to grapple. You need to do that stuff. If you're a track thrower, you need to throw. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things. You're a basketball player, play basketball. We are secondary. So for me, my approach is do no harm, right? And what's the least amount that we can do to get you better? Because I don't want you wiped out the next day. I don't want you so sore. When I ask people, I'm like, were you sore from yesterday? And they're like, no, not too bad. That means I did my job. Any idiot can get anybody sore, right? Somebody could tell me, like, hey, I want you to do 100 burpees, and I want you to bear crawl, and I want you to run sprints. 1, it's going to suck. 2, I'm going to be tired. And 3, I'm going to be sore as shit the next day. I'm not going to be able to walk. But what is the point of that? I'm not trying to break you down. I'm trying to get you better for whatever facet in life that's your goal, right? Whether you're jiu-jitsu, and even if you just do, like, I know you guys have, like, people that are doing jiu-jitsu just because they love it, right? Not that they're competing at high levels, or they just do it because they enjoy it. It's their stress release or whatever. So for me, it's like, I don't want to get you sore. I don't want to bury you, put you in the ground where you're wiped out in a puddle of sweat at the end of it. You should feel better when you leave my facility or a workout with me than when you came in. That's the goal.
Yeah, I need to do more of that. I tend to punish my new people sometimes. Like, I like to surprise them.
Yeah,
not surprise them, but like,
that's how. Because you know what, though, JM, that's how we grew up. Though that's how it used to be back in the day. They used to, every time was like it'd be a murder fest.
There was a guy. I've made a couple people puke in my fundamentals classes, and I was like, ooh. Fundamentals, dude. You don't make people puke,
but sometimes though, it's when you're training groups like that, it's hard to gauge that level. You might get. I've had people already have to go sit down after the warm up. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, shoot, we're warming up right now, and you have somebody like getting a drink of water sitting against the wall. It's just so I mean, it is tough to gauge, but I mean,
it's
do our best.
Yep. That reminds me of, you ever see the Anderson Silva, like when he had the new, like every time he'd have like a new guy he's paying to be his strength and conditioning coach. And then I think it was Anderson Silva, but basically the guy would just make him do all this weird shit. Maybe it was Yoel Romero. I mean, he's huge, but basically they would it wasn't even anything, like guys are doing crazy shit now. It was just like, there was no technique to it whatsoever. It was just like, hey, throw this tire. Hey, hit this thing. Hey, fucking jump up and down. Hey, do this.
Yeah, it's all that shit, right? Throw a bunch of shit against the wall and see what sticks. You know what I mean? Like,
have you seen Tony Ferguson train?
No, I haven't.
Dude, you gotta watch him, because you know what he's doing, man? He's just like Eddie's got. I mean, he's like crazy. You know what I mean? Tony Ferguson is legit. Like, he's a wild man. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be where he's at unless he was like. You know what I mean? He's like. He's like one of the most feared fighters of all time. He's fighting Khabib coming up, and but he's just like he's in his gym, just throwing the bag around and beating the shit out of the bag, and all these crazy elbows and all the stuff he's doing, man, is wild. Trying to make you think.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff coming with some training stuff. Again, I think the days of just getting under the bar and squatting and benching as much as you can have gone by the wayside a little bit, which is good, because again, man, like, we get stuck on like using strength as like as a measuring stick. Like if you're strong, you're going to be the best. I mean, there's strength can help, right? Can help push all those other variables forward. Right. I mean, it's one body, one piece, right? You can't separate that. However, I mean, strength isn't the be all end all, right? Like the question what we always ask and we talk about like with the other coaches, I talk to them a lot, is like, what is strong enough, right? Can you put a number on it? Can you tell me that if we can get every jiu-jitsu fighter squatting 2 times their body weight, that they'll be as good as Grace Gundrum? If that were the case, we'd have everybody squatting 2 times their body weight, right? So there isn't, it's a fine line, right? You have to kind of figure out. But for me, like I'm starting to when I first got into this, it was push weight. How much can you bench? How much can, as the older I get, you start to realize there's a lot more to it than just how much weight you can lift. And you guys see that when you come to the gym. You're doing some more mobility stuff, more, functional movement type stuff that, is going to benefit you more on the mat than just benching or squatting, And you have to do that stuff. There's no doubt. Strength is going to help, but it can't be the main focus point. Yeah.
Awesome. I got another thing I wanted to talk to you about. Last thing then is, so like, for instance, guys like me and JM who have been, competing for 20 years, are taking some of this time to just relax. Even though I have been training, I still stretch and I still do the yoga and like, doing a little bit of rolling or whatever. But like, some people are like going ham right now. And like, I just almost want to make a meme that says like, yo, when the gym reopens, bring that same energy, fam. You know what I mean? Because, a lot of people at the gym, all of a sudden it's like time to train again and motherfuckers are falling off. And it's like, hey, man, like, you're working out real hard while there ain't shit to do. But when there is shit to do, let's get back in here and get to work, So right now, though, I'm chilling. Like, I'm trying to, like, my back heel and,
Yes, that's a great point. And it's funny you said that because I was just saying that. Like, I've even been working out at home. Like, I could go to the gym and still do my thing. But I'm just kind of just staying at home, working out here. And, using light weights, body weight stuff, all that stuff. And I will say, I think there's this, for guys like us who have been doing this a long time, I think there's a sense of healing too, right? Like my body feels like it's healing. My shoulders don't ache as much. My low back feels good. You know what I mean? Like because you're not doing all that crazy weight or, crazy stuff. So yeah, I definitely think there's some benefit to that for us too, for guys like us or people like us that, they live on that grind all the time. So yeah, I've noticed the sense. Even I feel like my mobility and flexibility has gotten better, just because I haven't been doing a lot of stuff and just been focusing a little more on those movements instead of just lifting heavy weight. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, and doing like the ball and like rolling out and just stretching. You know what I mean? Because dude, at this point, like I don't need to be. We're off for 2-3 weeks. I don't need to be out like carrying logs up and down hills. I can chill for a week.
I see some crazy shit going.
I want to be like I've never chopped a tree down. That would be awesome.
That would be sick.
Yeah. Listen, the one thing I do want to say real quick before we head out here is, like, I'm seeing a lot of stuff. Everyone's like, I got to work out because my immune system, I got to build my immune system up. Or, I'm going to drink freaking some vitamin C concoction because it's going to bring my immune system up. Listen, training does help the immune system. However, it's not, if you haven't been working out or training, exercise, and doing whatever, you're not going to start today, and it's not going to boost your immune system to fight coronavirus.
You mentioned that a while ago.
Yes, exactly. So that's why it is so important that training becomes a part of your life, whether it's 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, or whatever. Like, this is the important stuff that people don't realize. Because listen, hay's in the barn now. Your immune system, if you haven't been doing anything, we have to remember, like, what training does, right? It gets our lymphatic system moving, right? So your lymphatic system that's like the network of your tissues and your organs and all that stuff. And what happens is that's what flushes out all of our toxins. So in order to get that to flush out those toxins, we need to move, right? We need to exercise. We need to be arms moving, legs moving, whether it's jumping jacks, anything, right? That's what kicks this lymphatic system in. So, you know, there's no powders, there's no drinks, there's no supplements, there's nothing that you're going to take right now. There's no snake oil that, you know, they're going to be like, all right, if I drink this, man, I'm going to fight off Corona. It's not going to happen. So my suggestion is let's get through this, but then start training, right? Even if it's a couple, like I said, 20 minutes a day or whatever, but just overall health, right? That's what we want to do, is get this lymphatic system moving and you know, the physiology of the body moving. That's going to help for future to fight this stuff off. Listen, you're not going to go to freaking ShopRite and buy some powder, and you know, coconut milk isn't going to fight coronavirus. you know?
You don't say that.
I mean, listen, I like the effort. I love it, but I just, you know, to be truthful, you know, this is training and fitness and all this stuff and jiu-jitsu. I mean, it needs to be a lifetime journey, and you know, it's gonna pay dividends down the road. You won't even know it, right? Guys like me and you, or you know, like you said, Zach, we may have had it, or you know, we might get it, but we're gonna fight it off because, you know, of what we've been doing the last 5 years. Not
tried to kill me.
Not right.
Easy to kill me.
Yeah, right. Not what we did yesterday. You know,
no, the JM challenge, dude. Like, how about this? How about you fly across? Like, we were coming up with different things that we know that other people would just fold under. Like, how about this? How about you, like, take a last minute flight, fly across country, get zero sleep, get there, rent a car, travel to someplace you've never seen, cut 8 pounds in a bathtub. You know what I mean? Drink a beer. You know what I mean? Then have to fight the next day. It's like you won't be. So like, I feel like I've demolished my immune system to the point where like it's built it back up. Although, like I said, I was a bitch about it this year. I'm not gonna lie. I was out for a bunch of days, and I couldn't even. And I didn't. The main reason I was still trying to come in. I ran the whole finishers. The one that the finishers 10. I was like on the mic and shit. Probably with the coronavirus. Like, I was traveling around. Like, I was picking up the mats with the truck. Like, my wife was like, "You're going to die." She's like, "You got to slow down." Like, I'm like I'm almost hacking up blood. You know what I mean? I felt, I was coming into class, and people like, dude, like, JM would just be like, dude, just go home, man. You know? And, you know what? It didn't get better. I went to the doctor finally after, like, being sick for, like, 3 weeks. And then I got, they gave me like a Z-Pack, and then 3 days later it got better and I was fine. But I still had, for a while, I still had that cough. Dude, we were down in Miami, and it was like a terrible upper respiratory thing. We were down in Miami, and guys were making fun of me because I was like puking out like phlegm in the corner. I had to go outside, and, like, you know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, look at Zach, he's old, out of shape." I'm like, "No, dude, I had the coronavirus, dude. I'm telling you, I swear to God." But like, I'm not, and I would say if an old person or a baby had what I had, they would have been fucking hurting. Or a normal person that's 36 and fat and out of shape, you would have been fucked. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're absolutely right.
Well, me, I'm gonna be fine.
You know, I hope so, brother. I hope so.
But yeah, Craig, thank you so much for coming on. Like, on Instagram, like, that's a great way. Like, Instagram is like the number one place to go. But is it Made Strength? What's the website? I forget.
Yep. So madestrength.com is the website, and then our Instagram is at Made Strength.
Nice. Yeah, hit them up. Get some plans out there, people. And like, this, just, you know, me and JM have a wide range of people that, you know, we work with on a personal basis, and we would never, like, you know, push you guys in the wrong direction. Craig's a fucking man. He's been working with guys
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. And yeah, we'll you know, once we get off this, we'll get some more tips on what to do. You know, keep everything, but keep the fam safe. Fam, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, you guys too, man. You guys too. Yeah, check out the Instagram. We're posting so much stuff on there, just getting content out there for everybody. And even our Instagram and social media per se is more educational. You know, I don't do like, look who we're training. I mean, I could put Grace all over our Instagram, right? If you know, but we kind of just use it more for educational to get people, you know, educated and learning and all that good stuff. So yeah, come check us out. We're giving so much shit away for free right now. So
yeah,
free
there's only
is the way
one
to be,
Grace.
man.
You ain't gonna be able to do what Grace does. You know what I mean?
No.
Go on there, learn some shit. Made Strength. Get your shit together, people. Stop doing push-ups like an idiot.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Yeah, hey, I just put a push-up freaking thing on there. I'm tired of seeing these goddamn push-up challenges. So I put on progressions and regressions for push-ups. There's a whole video on Instagram. So learn how to do some push-ups, man.
I'll share it again.
Appreciate that.
So, all right, thank you guys. Have a great week, man. Talk to you soon.
Fellas, you too. Stay safe. Take care.
Yeah, peace, bro.
Later.
Thanks for listening, and thanks to our sponsor, Fuji Sports. If you guys don't know about Fuji, they've been in business in the Jiu-Jitsu, judo, martial arts business since the beginning of time, and they're our current sponsor. They sponsor Thor, they sponsor Grace, and they sponsor Finishers Enterprises. So if you've never checked out Fuji before, go to fujisports.com. They got all types of gear, gi, no gi, judo. They got lifestyle stuff. They got hoodies. They got stuff to clean the mats. And they also work great with BJJ Fanatics, which we actually have a DVD out right now. So if you go to bjjfanatics.com, search 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu or search Zach Maslany, JM Holland, and the 10 Planet Fundamentals come up. And you can buy a DVD and watch us teach some moves. So shout out to Fuji. Also, not to mention, if you're looking for mats and you want to make your school look great and you want to take your squad to the next level, then why are you training on puzzle mats, dog? Chew doing. Get those Fuji mats. Holler your boy. I'll hook you up with the right people and we'll get you all set up. So whether you're looking for gear, mats, DVDs, moves, we got you covered. Fujisports.com, bjjfanatics.com. Shout out to your boy. This podcast is also brought to you guys by shopfinishers.com. That's pretty much where you can get all of our gear. You can get our Cruise Combat custom rash guards, the red one, Fire Red, the North Carolina Blue, or you can get the OD Green. We're about to drop some new shirts. That's your home for Finishers TV stuff. You can actually buy tickets on there to the Finishers 10. If you want, you can get, I'm going to be releasing a bucket hat real soon, but we got some top designers, M85 Designs, Mike Mons. We got Sharkface Apparel, my boy Bryce throwing their stuff up. You can get 10P Allentown stuff. You can get 10P Miami stuff. You can get stickers. You can get 10P Miami flip-flops. We're going to be selling everything. So always check out shopfinishers.com, and that has all your needs. You can link to it from our website, too. If you go to finishersmma.com, you can just click on shop right there and get all the swag that you need. So shopfinishers.com. Jaboy!
Are you interested in starting your own podcast but have no idea what to do? Maybe you already have the equipment you think you'll need, but don't have the time or resources to produce the podcast yourself. Whether you're in the market for a producer to take over an existing show, or you want to start a whole new podcast, PRM Podcast Productions is for you. We do everything from helping you get your show started to editing, producing, uploading, managing, promoting, and much more. We offer various plans and levels of editing, as well as many additional options to choose from. We also offer voiceover and transcription services and can supply male, female, or kids voices for ads, promos, intros, outros, and more. If you want to know more or see our other shows we've produced, go to prmpodcastproductions.com or click on the link in the show notes. Anyone referred to us from Zach's Corner Podcast or from Finishers MMA will receive a 10% discount.